I tried to give him a compliment after we had a huge Thanksgiving dinner, and I was complimenting him on his son, and he comes back with, well, you're giving him compliments, but he's failing right now, da-da-da-da, and I'm like, whoa, hold up. You know, I was calling to give you a compliment, saying I thought that that was very sweet of him and a gesture that he had done. And after then, that's when I started seeing the difference in the relationship. When I would go to get Caleb, no, Caleb can't go with you. He's failing, and I say, well, Stefon, did you do your footwork? Because Caleb, he was telling me one thing, and Stefon was telling me another thing. And all I was doing, because my daughter, she's in the school system, she's a teacher, she was trying to work with Stefon to say, hey, you should do this or you should do that, contact the teacher, but just don't go off of a text message that someone said he's failing this class. Get with Caleb first and find out his feelings on it and see what his side of the story is.
I was confused in terms of why, sir, you would communicate with her daughter about getting a phone and not just your aunt directly.
My aunt and my mother have a habit of going through their children for some of the leg work, like things that don't have to be signed off on. Go and get it done.
Okay.
And just come to me when it's time for me to sign off.
We're not technology people.
I'm outdated because of who raised me. I am who I am because of who raised me.
I'm going to open it up to my colleagues.
Can I ask you to come up?
Yes, sir.
What's your name again?
Samira.
You were witness to much of this. What can you add to the situation?
Pretty much from the beginning, he reached out to me saying that he wanted to add the line for his son, and then they got into it from Thanksgiving and then not talking. So,
do you think that their relationship can be repaired?
They're both very bullheaded and stubborn, especially this one. You know, and him as well. From growing up with him.
A lot of that, I think, probably was passing it down.
I mean, oh, for sure. Because even like with him coming to stay with us, me and him were the closest as far as like cousins goes. But I mean, he blocked me as well. So I haven't spoken with him since February and since Caleb came. So this is our first time seeing each other. And I hope that one day our family can come back together. But now that I know that him and his son are back together, that's more important to me than anything.
You're definitely a teacher. I love it.
I'm just going to conclude by this, Mr. Ellison. You know, there are different styles in teaching. And so the distance between you and your aunt here is about 4 feet, 5 feet, but the emotional distance is much further, and it really shouldn't be. Don't you agree with me?
No. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. From the time I was born until just a few months ago, less than a year ago. She's always been in my corner. Emotionally, I love my aunt. Mentally, cognitively, she's a pillar of our family. I mean, that's my aunt. I only got one. But I feel like because not one single man has stood up to their plate since I've been born or my cousin has been born, it's gonna be that much harder for me. And I am the way I am because of what was there and what was not. Even with my father, I had to learn to not hate him because of what he did not do. Appreciate him because I'm still here.
So that's why it's more important that you repair your relationship with your aunt.
Yes, sir.
Most important. And I think your son would even respond to that even more significantly than he has at this point. I have nothing further. All right.
Nope, good.
We're going to deliberate in this matter. Thank you all very much.
You know, I think the defendant was a little too hard on himself as a parent.
Yeah.
It may be that some of his techniques were not the best parenting techniques, but he was really trying. And I think this was a difference of approach. But we're not here in parenting court, thank goodness, because that would be a difficult court to be in. There's no doubt he owes her for the remaining balance on the phone.
I agree.
I think he knows he owes her. I think he's just still upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when he was talking about wanting to teach his son how to accept responsibilities and not to run, when he's kind of doing the same thing, running from this bill that he owes. I think he's just afraid of his son repeating his mistakes as a youth.
Yeah.
I think he mentioned that in his answer.
Yeah.
Not making the same mistakes as his father, so I think he's got this tight leash on his son. But he owes it nonetheless.
And look, she did a great job mitigating damages. That's something we talk a lot about. She shut off the service as soon as the son couldn't be located. So she did everything possible to minimize her damages, and that's why she's only here for $300 and some odd. So I think we'll give it to her.
Good.
We have a verdict.
Excellent.
We have a verdict.